What's up everyone, it's the Detective back again with another video, and this is my first review in a while, and the reason it's my first review in a while is because I was actually waiting on something. Now, this is the Haos Dragonoid Ultra in Darkus Goreene Ultra Battle Pack, and there were 3 battle packs released for the Wave 7. There was this, obviously I already reviewed the Clockwork Trino one, and then there was a Hyper Dragonoid and Pandox one. And unfortunately, both this pack and the Hyper Dragonoid and Pandox pack had a defective Bakugan. For this one, both the Drago and the Goreene were defective, and I contacted the seller. They were able to send replacements. However, they actually opened up their own copy of this pack, the seller on Amazon basically. I got this on Amazon if you don't know. And the seller opened up one of these, and the Haos Drago Ultra was also defective, and I will get into it, but basically what happened with this is that he just won't open on a Bakugan. Like, I think that the springs or the joints are too tight. However, they were able to replace the Goreene, so I technically have 2 of these now. They didn't give me another character card, so I can't really do anything with the other one. But nonetheless, the seller did resolve it, so if you have something wrong with the actual Bakugan, be sure to contact the Amazon seller. But anyway, Haos Dragonoid Ultra and Darkus Goreene, really exciting because this is a new mold, and we also have 2 other new designs in here as well. So flipping it around to the back, you can see the Bakugan. It's kind of weird they actually show Hyper Drago, but it's Drago Ultra. You can see it from the front. So yeah, without further ado, let's open this up and take a look at the stuff that we get inside. So here's everything you get in the set. Obviously, you get your 5 Bakugan in front, and I'm really excited for these. You have your fold-up sheets, you have your character cards and ability cards, and of course you have your 10 Baku cores. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight in with Goreene. So here is Darkus Goreene in his ball form, and he does look pretty cool. My favorite thing is that how he's really round. And a lot of the other Bakugan Ultra, for example, here's, well, Haos Dragonoid, they have protruding parts, especially some of the Bakugan Ultras from the earlier waves. But this guy is actually really round all around, and what that lets you do is it actually lets you curve shot him pretty well, and you can still roll him straight just like any other Bakugan. And I really like how this looks with the green, the little green kind of dots going down, almost like little lights. I really like that. And also on the arms, I think that the green just looks really nice on this Bakugan. And here he is, Goreene, all folded out, and yeah, he's basically supposed to be kind of like a Cyclops robot golem sort of thing. There's the green dot in the center, kind of representing like his energy core or something like that. And when you flip around to the back, you've got this big piece over here, which is what picks up the core. Unfortunately, he doesn't really stand up too well. As you saw, I did try launching him a few times, and he didn't really stand up too well. However, his magnet is actually very strong. Just from my experimentation so far, it's very strong, and I'm sure that if you practiced enough, you could actually shoot him in a way that he could actually pick up 2 cores, and that would definitely be very cool. So here's the Haos Dragonoid Ultra, and as I mentioned before, this was the main one that was defective. The other Goreene that I had was also defective. This was the replacement. The Goreene's issue was basically that he wouldn't stay shut. The springs just wouldn't, the latch just wouldn't shut, basically. But with Drago here, it's basically the opposite. He won't open. You've seen Drago Ultra before. You've seen his ball form. I drop him on a core. He magnetizes. Like, his magnet is still fine. He just doesn't open. Sometimes this piece flips out when you kind of fiddle around with it. But, you know, if I just roll him, right, he landed on the core fine. So you kind of just have to, you know, push it out yourself. And there it is. I am warning you about it. So if you buy this pack, just understand that there's a pretty high chance that you might get a Dragonoid Ultra which just doesn't open. Nonetheless, I do think that he actually looks really cool. Again, you've seen Drago Ultra's design like a ton of times by now, considering how common it is to get a Pyrus version. But yeah, there he is. So I know that the Area 51 raid happened a couple of weeks ago, but here we have Pyrus Fade Ninja, and this is really cool because, you know, he's red and orange. I mean, it's the closest we're gonna get to Naruto as a Bakugan, but here he is in the plastic Fade Ninja. My gosh, I am super excited for him. He just looks really cool. Very reminiscent of Syndius though, kind of just like take Syndius and kind of changed the detailing around a little bit. You got obviously the arms at the side, the feet, kind of the little tail looking thing on the back, and then the head. The way that he opens is very similar to Cyndius, but nonetheless, let's roll him out. So here is Fey Ninja in Pyrus, all folded out, and I honestly really like how he looks. Again, very chonky, because he is similar to Cyndius. He actually does have some little fold-out arms, which I honestly think is really cool. I actually really like that. Not sure what these little flaps are supposed to be, but he's pretty cool. He's very compact. Again, very chonky, though. The little feet, kind of like little sandals, too, which I really like, and also his kind of mask. If you've seen, you know, his card art or in the show, he wears this really cool, like, visor mask sort of thing, and they definitely did a very good job capturing that, obviously, in the look, and I do quite like him. So here's another new Bakugan. This is another new design, new mold, whatever you want to call it. This is actually Cloptor Core, and again, first time we're seeing him, and this is actually really awesome. He's got the bat wings on the side, again, very reminiscent of the Ultra. At first, I had no idea who it was. I thought it was Fey Ninja, but then after a few people got it, and we realized that it was Cloptor, and this is actually really awesome. So, he just looks awesome. Yeah, let's roll him out. Check that out. That looks really awesome. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of a paint mess up on the eye right there, but I honestly don't mind it. I really like how there are actually these little flaps on the side. I think that really adds a lot of character, and he definitely looks a lot like the Ultra, which is awesome as well. He's got all the same proportions and everything. He basically has the wings, he has a bunch of flaps that fold out from all the sides, and then obviously the eye in the center. Now, unlike the Ultra version, his eye doesn't shoot, but I honestly think that that's for the better, because Cloptor Ultras, his eye looked a little bit awkward because, it was a separate piece just kind of being attached to the front. So I definitely really like that the eye is actually molded in this time. But again, he is still very chonky, but I do really like him. And last up, we have another Serpentese. Actually, this is from Wave 3. Well, this was the first time that we saw him. Ventus Serpentese. He was released in the Haos Nilius Ultra Pack, but now if you want to get him here, you have your chance. So here is Serpentese in Ventus, all folded out. Now, I actually haven't reviewed the Haos Nilius Ultra Pack on my channel, even though I do own it. But this is the first time I guess we'll be seeing him. He isn't really anything new. We've been seeing Serpentese just as a design since Wave 2, and obviously this guy as a Ventus Serpentese we've been seeing since Wave 3. So you guys have probably seen him. You might even own him, but nonetheless, here he is in Ventus. So let's start off with the character cards. Darkus Goreene Ultra has a Magic Shield and a Fist, 301, and when you play a Darkus card +2, that's pretty interesting. It's almost like Flow, but not exactly. And this Bakugan doesn't have an Evo yet, if I recall correctly, so I'm actually quite interested in what his Evo does. So next up, we have Haos Dragonoid Ultra, a double shield. That's pretty interesting. It's really a shame that his Evo is just a vanilla, though. But nonetheless, he has 500 V power and 3 damage. So next up is Pyrus Fey Ninja, and what's kind of interesting is that he's actually a Fire Fist. Double Fire Fist, actually. And currently the best Pyrus Bakugan for Fire Fist decks. He isn't actually a double Fire Fist, but it's Pyrus Serpentese Core. However, Pyrus Serpentese Core is more of a late game Bakugan. He isn't really good until turn 5 when you can get the Evo out. So I'm definitely curious as to how this guy's going to work in Fire Fist decks, considering that he actually has an effect that activates just on his standard form. I don't actually know if he has an Evo yet. If he does, I forgot what it does, but this is actually a pretty good Bakugan for early game, I will say that. And next up, we have Aquos Cloptor, and again, I don't think that he actually has an Evo yet, so I'm very curious as to what it's going to be. He is a Shield and Fist, and he's Aquos. So he definitely has potential. 404 isn't too bad either, and on a Fist or a Shield, +100, +1. And next up is Ventus Serpentese with a double Green Fist, 602, and on a Green Fist, +4. Alright, let's take a look at our action cards. Wild Roar for 1, -300. Sinkhole for 4, negate a hero or action card. White Mind for 2, -3 and Auraless Power. Choose a player to discard a card. Heat for 1 energy, +200. Finally, Drum Wave for 4. Attach a Bakugan from the field to an open Bakugan, And Domination, that Bakugan gets plus 3 Frost Strike. That's pretty interesting. It does cost 4 energy to play though. In this set, you get 3 shields, 4 fists, 4 fire fists, and 1 magic shield. And here they are flipped over so you can read their effects. So that's basically it for my review on the Darkus Goreene and Haos Dragonoid Battle Pack. And I would actually recommend this pack for sure, because these two Bakugan here have a lot of potential. Serpent is actually pretty good. We've actually seen his Evo back in Resurgence. Goreene in Darkus doesn't really have much potential, at least from what I can see, unless his Evo is like some super powerful, really cheap Evo. And Dragonoid is just kind of there. And again, there is a chance that you will get a defective Dragonoid, because like I said, a bunch of people have gotten it. And again, my Goreene was defective, but I'm pretty sure that I'm the only actual person to get a Goreene that was defective that wouldn't really close like mine did. But nonetheless, I think that this is still a really, really good pack. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed my video. I'm the Detective, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye-bye.